Hey guys, I'm Danny. It's Big Bots, Little Bots, Unbots, and today we're just going to go through some really quick tips on how you can sort out the blurriness you might be facing with your PSVR2. Let's jump into it. Big Bots, Little Bots. So firstly, when you got your PlayStation VR2, you should have gone through a setup process which aligns your eyes, etc. headband setup, and basically that should have resolved everything, but for a lot of people it hasn't. And there's a few little easy things you can do that can solve all of your problems. Now, there are obviously variables like your eyesight, the headset might be faulty, but generally this will fix most of them. So just to go over what the tutorial shows you, you have this little dial here, and this sets the distance between your eyes, and it's important that that's in the correct position, otherwise you'll start seeing borders and yeah, it's just not immersive at all. Then on from there, you've got perhaps one of the most important variables on this is this little button on top here that allows for the forward movement. Now, as someone that wears glasses and contact lenses, if I take these off, obviously the whole positioning changes, so you need to sort of recalibrate it. But for me, the main thing I found was actually that just moving the headset up slightly makes a big difference in clarity. But what I'm saying to you is it's personal, so you'll have to move it up, down, left, right, just to get it going. You can still use the calibration tools, and you can find those in the PlayStation settings menu, but essentially it's just about getting the fit right. So basically the best thing to do is retract this straight out, your headband on, and then wheel that in. Now these are turned off at the second. With long hair, for example, what I have, that can cause a bit of movement, so it's important to get the band right in place. And like I said, this is off at the moment, but this is the process I do. So you just make sure that everything's held in place, and when you've got your eyes in that perfect position, just tighten the back and get it nice and firm. Make sure it's still comfortable, obviously, and then yeah, you can just adjust that. Now again, my hair's moving, so things you could do to counteract that, for example, you could use a bandana. That'd work quite well. Generally just hold your hair out of the way. That's what I've done on previous VR units. Another thing you could do is with like the PlayStation Pulse headset, if you're using that with this, you can obviously adjust that slightly to support this. And I mean, failing that, you could probably attach some sort of Velcro strap onto here and adjust that to your head height. Just hold it in place. But primarily, as I'm saying, it's just about getting the fitment right, and it might take you a bit of mucking around at first, but once you get it working, it's a brilliant VR unit. I've seen people say it's not what I expected for the money, but I mean, this is a very, very good headset for the money from what I've seen so far. I've only had it a day, so obviously there's potential for more things to occur, but yeah, fitment, or your eyesight. The only other thing that could potentially be causing you problems is if somehow the lenses themselves have got any oil from your face or anything, hands on them. So what I would recommend is just getting the microfiber cloth, cleaning it. There's a PlayStation guide on how to clean it as well in the manual, so or just Google it. But generally for VR headsets, if you're going to clean the lenses, very little moisture, and just use like a screen cleaner rather than an alcohol wipe, for example. But hopefully this helped you out. I know it's a very brief video, but to be honest, the problem isn't that big. It's just, again, placement, and adjustment. Please let me know in the comments down below if this has been helpful, or even if it hasn't. Just let me know so I know what people's problems are, and I'll see if I can adjust for that. My name's Danny. If you could give me a subscribe, that'd be great. And this has been Big Bots, Little Bots, Arm Bots, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Big Bots, Little Bots, Arm Bots.